Hi, my name is Ahmad Nisar. I am an activist from Afghanistan, but I'm currently based in Melbourne, Australia. My mental health has always been a priority for me, yet it's not in a dynamic state all the time and requires genuine efforts to be stabilized. I was first exposed to mental health in school because of multiple factors. As I kept moving on in life, I realized the importance of good mental health for our functionality, quality of life, and contentment. Everyday life becomes so much more fulfilling and easy when you see the world through a mentally stable perspective. From the context I come from, mental health seems like a foreign word, a concept so firmly closeted and misunderstood that makes reaching out impossible. However, my interests, connections, and knowledge not only improved my mental health but also motivated me to work around mental health advocacy and service provision in Afghanistan. If you travel to Afghanistan, you will hear thousands of heart wrenching stories of how poor the knowledge and situation on mental health is. Horrendous stories and pictures flashes from all over Afghanistan, which is often filled with trauma, violence, and oppression. These stories range from selling your kidney for survival to being burned alive. In spite of the strong need for the provision of mental health services, stigmatization, unaffordability, and lack of knowledge makes it highly challenging for people to ask for and access support. Accurate research on the mental health landscape is missing because Afghan leaders have long used the political unrest as a reasonable alibi to ignore other priorities. Another determinant of the situation is the lack of funding, weak strategies, and support mechanisms for mental health. All internal and external funding goes into other priority issues like political stability and hunger, while in reality, providing mental health services along with other types of support is a more compact and comprehensive way of dealing with the situation, since the trauma that people endure is much more than just food and shelter. We have constantly advocated for including mental health services as an integral part of the donor funding that goes to Afghanistan. In fact, it's not just Afghanistan, but any conflict stricken context should have mental health services as an essential part of the humanitarian aid they receive. Additionally, lived experiences of survivors must be used as a tool to inform trauma informed care and improve the quality of services to make it informed by the survivors' needs. In our capacity, we continue to do mental health advocacy in Afghanistan through an initiative I have found myself, which is called Changemaker. Changemaker is a young people's initiative that pushes the narrative around mental health and merges its interconnected links with other SDGs, particularly SDG 4 and 5. We see mental health as a crucial element of society that's not limited to clinical settings only. Therefore, we invest in contextualized community based programs. Our past programs include after school classes for intellectually weak students. It is focused on providing basic literacy and coping skills that benefited 180 female students in a time when girls aren't allowed to attend schools. Storytelling is another area we work on to raise awareness and shift negative attitudes around mental health by illustrating comic books. Our target areas in the past months have been South Asia due to increased stigma and inaccessibility of services in the region. Another milestone we are proud of is our mental health services program, which is launching this month and will provide online mental health services to vulnerable populations in Afghanistan with a referral system incorporated for emergencies. This is a novel innovation being taken to improve mental health systems in fragile settings. We also use digital advocacy for raising awareness on context-based challenge and run a series specifically for mental health where we share knowledge on mental health. Additionally, we make illustrations to concisely introduce coping skills for mental difficulties. Establishing my initiative required a set of skills and knowledge which I learned from various organizations and networks, including the Global Mental Health Action Network. My first interaction with United for Global Mental Health was in a panel where I had the privilege of representing young people and their mental health needs. After the panel, I learned about the action network that United for Global Mental Health is running, and becoming part of it has opened my eyes on global advocacy strategies. There are a number of action groups working on a range of socially, economically, and strategically important advocacy efforts for mental health. I am part of the Child and Youth Working Group, and we regularly consult, engage, review, and advise on the global advocacy and political landscape on mental health at some of the most high level advocacy platforms. In the past, I had the opportunity to speak in annual meetings online, which will be held in person this year. Each year, the annual meeting brings together civil society organizations and activists working on mental health in order to network, collaborate, and advance progress on mental health internationally. The Global Mental Health Action Network also provides a space for mental health activists to network, exchange knowledge, share opportunities, and collaborate with each other. For those who are passionate about mental health advocacy, joining the network is a good start to their learning journey.